Okay, let's do a brief exercise. Stop a little bit before we get into detailed examples of journalizing and posting. Step back a little. You can refer to the information on the whiteboard. Let's go over this together. So when are the debits increases? What types of accounts represents that the debit side is an increase in value? Cash account, which is part of the asset category. So all of the assets category, we have debit increase. What else? We have stockholders' equity, and there are two exceptions here. Right? So stockholders' equity, for the most part, increases on the right side, but we have two exceptions: expenses and dividends. Whenever we have these dollar amount accumulated, we'll be posting these on the left side, debit side as well. Okay, so for this category here, asset is being increased on the debit side. Dividends, when you give away to shareholders, we also record this on the debit side. Expenses, also the debit side. Okay, so the opposite question here, what are the accounts that you will see debit side is representing decreasing in value? Basically all the other ones that we haven't mentioned in number one, right? So all the other accounts, the debit side decreases in liabilities, debit side decreases for common stock, for revenues, stockholders' equity in general. But for the most part, you would not see revenues being decreased. Okay, this usually is the case when there is some sort of error in capturing this transaction. Otherwise, for the most part, whenever we raise capital from the public, generate revenue based on providing service and goods to customer, all of these information will be recorded on the credit side of revenue and common stock. So very rarely would it be posted on the debit side. So that simply only represents the transactions that had an error mistakenly recorded. Then you'll be fixing the problem by debiting it. Otherwise, for the most part, credit side would increase for revenues, for retained earnings, for stockholders' equity, and issuing common stock as well. Usually is on the right side. Now, credit side decreases. This is the opposite. This is the opposite of the first question. So debit side increases for asset, expenses, dividends. The opposite question would be credit side decreases for those accounts as well. Okay, questions?